Alright. Well, as you know, that in 6 days I'm gonna be shutting down my Facebook page. With that means I've already eliminated the last public social network platform I'm gonna use to promote my streams. Which means I'm technically gonna be doing secret streams from now on at a random time, and that's just it. As and what drove me into this is because originally I was already thinking about retiring from streaming for good after listening to Mango regarding Ludwig planning his eventual retirement from streaming at the age of 35, and to me that makes sense as an ideal age to retire as a streamer, content creator, gamer, or even as a social media personality overall. Well, as you know, I was never viral when I started on Twitch, but I had a better chance. Although back then I was only streaming PC games, I had little to no clue about capture cards. And when I found out most of the capture cards that were available back then were expensive. Fast forward from 2012 to 2021. Almost 10 years later, I already figure out that there are already cheap capture cards available. So I took the chance. I took a chance to make a comeback when I found there are already a lot of good Mario's Switch games, and that made me come back into streaming again. Though unfortunately, it got to the point that we reached to an era where the streaming market itself is so saturated that I just feel more of a dime a dozen of a personality. So I just only stream for the sake of content, regardless that I will never ever get those desired numbers. And now I'm about to downgrade this venture into an semi-private underground hobby, because while I will still be technically be public streaming games, I will no longer notify anybody on any other site other than within the cyber grounds of Twitch. I'm not coming back to Twitter even with the Elon Musk acquisition, because with all those layoffs and then that notorious charging of $8 per month for anyone who wants to keep their accounts verified, I'm not feeling it anymore. And besides, I'm way too old for that site. Because, in my opinion, age matters when it comes to being a social media personality. So that's just it. Anyway, back to my underground streaming plans. So, with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet coming out in about 13 days, of course I'm gonna be streaming it just to have some closure on the story and also on the whole series. So I'll do my best to honor my word that Scarlet and Violet are gonna be the last core series Pokemon games I'll play. I'm gonna treat them as the finished as my finish line to red, blue, and yellow. Because those were the Pokemon games that I started when I was a kid. But as far as venturing into VGC Online again, I know. I don't know if it's a good idea for me to come out of retirement and go for one more run. Just for the sake of content. I know I don't have what it takes to be a top player anymore, because I'm going to have to go through that again. Going to have to lose a lot. Going to lose a lot of games. And at my age, there's going to be a point where the mental damage is going to be too much to bear. So, yeah, I'm going to be an underground streamer. I'm going to treat streaming games as a mere hobby now. In fact, I will no longer be plugging my streams starting today, but I will shut down my Facebook page on the 11th of November. So, after all these years, it's been like over 10 years since I unleashed myself as a publicized social media personality who could never ever reach to the sensation level, because I only peak at high school in terms of popularity, but that's just it. The magic fell off because I made some terrible life choices that I should have never done, like investing on learning music when I can't even get good at the piano or the guitar. Yeah, that was a big mistake for me. So, at this rate, beginning next year, I'll be more focused on my return, on making a comeback into the corporate world, because, I'm way too old to be a full-time streamer, and I don't even stand a chance when it comes to getting a partnership and even boost my viewership long enough. So I only just stream games for the sake of content, even though I know I'll never get those numbers. I'll never be able to grow my channel anymore. Like, I reached that breaking point. That is one of the reasons why I even turned down offers for those some folks who stop by in the chat who are actually artists that want to offer their services in terms of overlays and stuff. And thumbnails, no thanks. I gotta make do with what I have instead. And I'm way too old to just build this social media brand. Like, I've stayed around too long. I went into corporate world from 5 years ago and lasted until early 2020 before the pandemic started. So, just to get straight to the point once again, I will be making my final posts. This vlog is gonna be my last post on my Facebook page, and effective on the 11th of November, I'm gonna close it for good, and that will effectively make me a fully fledged underground streamer who streams games for fun, although the sweaty side of me will still linger whenever I have to. I know I still have some unfinished business, and Pokemon Scarlet / Violet will definitely be the last new major game I'll be after. Because next year, I don't know. I'm only betting on a new Mario Sports / Mario Party title that can be played on a Pro Controller. But other than that, I have no more new game interests. Because these so-called new game interests that I'm gonna be following up the news with are just for me to watch tournaments. I gotta find my way to get myself entertained in the same manner as most of the folks within my generation that are binge watching shows on Netflix and other streaming sites. Because, come on, gotta learn something out of G4. They tried to make a comeback, and it didn't work out. Like, they didn't realize how outdated their approach is to providing what's that, gaming TV content, and we're way past that era. Like, cable TV's already losing its place on the media market. Like, it's still gonna be here to stay just for the news and sports, but I know for everything else, because most of the hottest series, including those in superheroes, they're being shown on the likes of Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus, and whatever other streaming services that are coming out. So yeah, too long, didn't listen. I'm gonna sum this up. This vlog is gonna be my last post. I'll be shutting down my Facebook page on the 11th of November. I'm gonna be a fully fledged underground streamer, with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet gonna be my last new major game that I'll be playing for content, because the future new games that I'll be after will just be mostly Mario multiplayer games. That's it. So later.